Good morning and welcome to Stand Up for Jehovah. Jehovah, Jehovah. There's a reason why I like my opening title, Jehovah. I've noticed something about this word and the way that witnesses like to pronounce it. Let me give you a few clues as to what I've noticed about it. Cortisone, anusol, dactarin, benylin. Are you noticing a pattern here? Canesten. There's something about medicines that has to have 3 syllables. I've been trying to work out what it is. Anusol. It's for your anus and it solves it. It's like what it's for and what it does. Jehovah. I haven't managed to find a way to relate the two, but I do think there's something going on there. As if 3 syllables makes it more weighty and meaningful. And it's not that you picked Jehovah because it's got 3 syllables, although you may well have done, but it's the way you say it, Jehovah. And you kind of say it real slow and you emphasise the middle bit, and somehow it makes it seem more important. And there's another thing you do with the emphasising the middle bit. How are you? If you ever go back to a meeting after an absence, even if it's only one meeting, you always get the inevitable question, how are you? How are you? And that emphasis in the middle, there's a subtext to it. The subtext is, you're not really okay because you missed a meeting, and feel free to tell me all about it because I won't tell more than 2 sisters, and I'll definitely only tell 1 elder's wife. How are you? You could practice the phrase with the emphasis somewhere else, couldn't you? How are you? Or how are you? But that makes you sound a little bit like Joey off Friends, and I think he's already got the trademark on that one. So you're stuck with how are you? And trust me, if I ever see a Jehovah's Witness in Tesco's, I always do have to hide down jams and spreads because I just cannot face the inevitable phrase that I know is going to come. Which leads me on to something else. If you say things really slowly, it doesn't necessarily make it more meaningful. I don't know if it's just a trait of Northerners, because I've also heard people on TV up north doing it. They tend to talk really slowly and they feel that it gives weight to their words a bit more, even though what they are saying is eye-stabbingly boring. Look, saying it slow doesn't make it more meaningful. It just makes it last longer and it bores your audience to tears. You are allowed to speak fast. It's not unchristian. You can, but there's a thing, isn't it? You don't have enough to say. If you spoke at a normal clip, you'd get through all the material that the Society have ever published within 35 minutes. And then what would we all do? We'd have to sit and fill in the P's and the D's and the O's in as watchtower. Here's another thing that you do. Faithful and discreet slave. Faithful and discreet slave. Terms and conditions apply. When we used to answer up at Kingdom Hall, I noticed that a lot of the time, whenever people were talking about the goodies, you know, Jehovah, Jesus, the anointed, the remnant, any of those good guys, the sheep, they always had to say faithful and discreet slave. And it was like a little facet, terms and conditions apply. And I just wondered, you know, maybe you should say that when you say faithful and discreet slave, because terms and conditions do apply, don't they? And there's loads of small print, except it's not always printed, but it's all there. So I think it would be more honest if when you do go out on field service or when you stand by your Satan racks, when somebody comes up and looks at a magazine, you say, would you like to buy these magazines? Terms and conditions apply to your life. Which leads me on to another point. Back to medicines. Right, here's a leaflet that came with a fairly innocuous medicine that I bought the other day. I've got no idea what it was, I'll just take it anyway. But there are about 3 sides of side effects. Side effects such as headache, numbness, uncontrollable twitching, jerking or writhing movements. God, I better make sure I don't take this bad boy too much. Loss of sensitivity, depressive symptoms, hallucination, aggressive reaction, agitation, psychosis, sense of being unreal. Well, do you know what? This applies to being a Jehovah's Witness, don't you think? Excessive sweating, psychological effects such as confusion, panic reaction, reduced ability to react normally to everyday situations. Flipping heck, this could come with the Watchtower. And there's my point. Maybe it should come with the Watchtower. Maybe there should be a list of possible side effects. Could reduce in loss of mother, father, brothers, sisters, friends, and everything that you ever valued. And then this leaflet is even better, because not only does it give you the possible side effects when you take it, there's a whole section, probably can't see it, possible withdrawal effects when stopping treatment, possible withdrawal effects when failing to attend the meetings. Mother and father may stop talking to you. All the people that you've ever known and loved will shun you. People will walk across the street to avoid you. Oh no, this one doesn't say that. This one says dizziness, sleep disturbances, feeling anxious, nausea and vomiting, feeling confused and disoriented. Once again, I rest my case. This could apply to becoming a Jehovah's Witness. Do you come with a health warning when you get somebody baptised? You know, when these little 9 and 10 and 11-year-old kids are getting baptised. In the vows, I remember taking my vow, I promised to place magazines and worship the Borg for the rest of my life. I don't remember them saying any kind of clue as to what might happen if I ever changed my mind when I was, I don't know, 13 or 14. Look, even the wedding vows come with a bit of a clue, don't they? They say, till death us do part, and you start there thinking, oh, holy crap, I'm stuck with this bastard for until I die. There's no way out. I've got to die to get out of this arrangement. At least there's a clue there. In the baptism vows, there's not even any clue, is there, that you might be shunned and be cast out from everything you know forever. And I'd like to suggest that maybe you do come with a health warning. And here is Big Boy again, because you cannot stand me talking without you talking, can you, darling? No. So, there you have it. I have several objections to the way Jehovah's Witnesses speak. It's not their fault. You taught how to do it. How are you, Jehovah? And there is another edition of Stand Up for Berocca.